We're here. We're late. We're really sorry.
Sorry.
Blame Chris.
I'm not.
I blame Chris as
Blame
well. Fuck Chris, man. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Tales on Tap, a place where good friends get together and share stories about throwing rope in rivers, making chaise longues out of bags of rice, and sleeping horses. All that fun stuff that happens each week. Thank you very much for joining us. Yeah, fucking big things happening tonight. Very excited about tonight's episode. But before we get into that, let's say hello to everyone else. Apart from Chris, because Chris isn't here because he
sucks.
He sucks. But yeah, say hello to everyone.
He is there.
He's on a flying carpet right now.
Yeah, he's there. I don't know what you mean. He's right there.
Terrible. Before we get into tonight's session, we have a couple of big announcements. First one, as always, if you haven't checked us out on socials, go and click all the links that are down in the About section of our Twitch page. There's YouTube, there's Facebook, there's Instagrams, TikToks, there's all the social medias. Go click that, click follow, subscribe, like, notification bell, stalk it, love it. Amazing. Also, other big news, quite exciting news. So, as I'm sure you're all aware, we told you last week and a couple of weeks ago, we are going to be running a Christmas one-shot on the 27th of December, which is when our December giveaway draw will be held live on the 27th of December. But not only that, I have a very, very, very exciting news. We will be working in partnership for that session with our good friends over at Valkyrie RPG. If you've not checked them out already, make sure you go and check them out on Facebook, Insta. They have really, really high quality products, including dice trays. They've got a really cool like starter bundle, mystery dice bag thing. That's so cool. Go check out all their stuff. But they are going to be sponsoring a live giveaway for us on that night as well. So not only is the subscriber giveaway going on right the way through December that'll be drawn on that night, on the 27th of December, there's going to be multiple prize draws live, and you're going to be able to get your hands on more and more D&D stuff that you all desperately need because you're all dice goblins, but we love you all anyway. Which is a nice little segue into the December giveaway is still running, guys. I know most of you have already subscribed, but if you haven't, and enter the giveaway still. It is still running. You can either subscribe to our Twitch channel by clicking that link. I am surprisingly bright. I know I am.
Are you
I just saw myself and went, "Ooh, you pasty boy." You can still join the giveaway. Either subscribe to the Twitch account down there if you haven't already, or you can just watch the show. By watching the show, you're going to accrue channel points, which are still down in the thing near your chat box. The more points you get, you'll be able to redeem those for an enter giveaway as part of the channel points thing. You can also enter by being a really nice person and gifting someone else a subscription as well, but you are limited to 2 entries each. So if you have already subscribed, you can get another entry into the giveaway by channel point redeeming or giving a subscription to someone else, or any combination of the 3. So you have
just to answer the question in chat, to subscribe with Amazon Prime, you have to link up your Twitch and your Prime accounts, which you can typically do through settings, and you should be able to link them up. And then when you go subscribe, it'll give you an option. It says use gift Prime sub, and it'll be that. So hopefully you can figure that out. It should be straightforward. I managed to do it, so. Oh
yeah, then you're gonna find it really easy. But guys, if there's people in chat that know how to do that, then drop some instructions in there too. So that's the giveaway done. That's the socials done. Ooh, more big news. So. Oh. We're not going to be releasing the recap videos that we promised you 2 weeks ago. Please don't hate us. But we didn't want to release something that wasn't perfect because you guys deserve the best. So instead, we've gone back into the workshop. We are currently working on them. They are going to be a series of recaps of everything that's happened in this campaign from when we started up to 3 sessions ago. Mm-hmm. They are in the works. They are on the way. So please just be patient with them. We will get them to you quickly as we possibly can. Also, in the new year, we have some very big things. There's a lot of stuff we're doing in the background. We're working on potentially another day for you all. Not to give anything away, but there might be a second day coming that we're going to be live doing fun stuff. Many fun things. So that's in the works. We've got loads of stuff planned. We're just, with everything that's happened with the run up to us going live and us being live and the sheer excitement of it all, it's just been a lot. So we're just having December kind of chill out on everything, and then in January we're gonna be like, bam, content, bam, more content, bam, more content. It's gonna be great.
Can you tell he's excited?
He says that we're chilling, but you know, we're out.
Oh no, yeah. When I say we're chilling, they're chilling. After the session, I'll probably sleep on like next Monday or something, because I'll be sat here doing lots of things. Cool. So that's that. There is a new emote. We unlocked a new emote last week because we got up to 15 subscriptions. So you should now see in your little emote thing.
Let's go.
There's another little sub, which is sus, which I think you guys are going to want to like.
Very appropriate.
Very, very appropriate. Yeah, cool. Any shameless promotions? Go.
Art stuff. You've all heard it before. If you're interested in the commissions of the art that you're seeing on the character sheets, then hit me up. You can do that either via the Tales on Tap Instagram page or just going to me directly. hdunks_art on Instagram.
We should really get a thing down in the thing.
Yeah, we should, but it's fine.
It's cool because we're professional and think about these things before they happen. Cool. So let's get into business. I would like Dan, Steve, and Evan, please just roll me a d20, please. Chris, because he's late, gets out of it this week.
I roll for him.
No, he's not here to take the notes, is he?
The videos are on demand now. There's no excuse.
It's true. We can watch it back.
You could watch it back. Anyway, Dan, what did you get?
4.
4. Anyone lower than a 4? No, that was really easy. That's happened twice in a row. Like last week, you rolled a nat 1, Natalie, and then cool. Dan,
I rolled a 2.
Yeah, that was close.
Really?
Dan, if you could do me a favor, take many notes this week because Jove will be giving our recap.
Oh god,
that's worked out really nice. You've got the 3 original characters.
Yeah, it really fits the theme. We just need to nail Clovis next week.
Sure, he won't mind.
Yeah, I'm sure Clovis will be fine with that. Clovis will be fine with that. Anyway, cool. With that all said and done, let's get into tonight's session. So, guys, again, thank you so much for joining us. Sit back, get comfortable. If you've not got a drink, it's too late. We're getting into it. Into tonight's episode of Tales on Tap.
Woo!
Welcome back. So a lot happened in last week's episode, and here to recount the epic adventure that happened last week. Feathers, if you wouldn't mind telling us all what happened.
I do not mind. Okay. So, it's been a very hard day. The hardest day I've had in a very long time. I find myself at the helm of our new boat when Zashpei tells me not to trust anyone. My world falls from beneath me. I like them, and I do trust them, but she says they're going to get me killed. And she's the only one that has ever had my back. I mean, she's right? Right? Well, I fly up onto the mast to try and clear my hair. Not my hair, my feathers. Sorry. Oh yeah, okay. Clovis is below casting a spell with the new guys. It's Bahamut's Blessing, I think, and it goes well. I watch them from above, and Michael and Azrael and Clovis discuss gods. Ash is uncomfortable at the helm. I think I see a large frog in the water? I don't know. Michael asks Clovis how he learns Draconic. I let them know I learned it from a book, but Clovis seems to have always known it. Odd. He goes below deck to try and find himself a comfortable place to enjoy himself. Ash and Azrael seem to be chatting at the helm. Are they the dangers Zashbay sees? They share a drink. And they talk of the mission, cults, and tattoos. I feel a pang of shame knowing the plan. The terms of friends and fate being thrown around makes me feel guilty. Ash goes below and Azrael points to his scar on his face. Is he blaming me? Michael and Jove seem to clear the air somewhat. They talk about a blacksmith called Gordon, listening to Michael. I think he seems like a nice guy. It's a shame I won't get to know him. Michael said, "Do you know what it's like to be scared of your own mind?" And I want to scream. But I just don't know what she's seeing. He blasts the water out of nowhere and then starts listing off some terrifying skills and picks a fight with Jove. For the first time, he doesn't rise to it. He seems to have grown. They shake hands and I think I see a smile cross his face. I look back through my notes to try and figure out what Zashbay sees. She tells me to calm down, and for a second, I think she's gone. But no. We argue, and I feel my insides filling with anger for the first time at Zashbay. Azrael seems at peace behind the wheel. Suddenly, thunder cracks through the sky into the distance. But I can't see the cause. Jove starts shouting for Ash, then points to Michael and says he's there. I don't know what's going on. Sorry. We rest for a bit. Then Jove goes below to look for some food. Clovis speaks to me in my head, asking me if everything's okay. No, nothing is okay. But I hold it in and say it's fine. Then he emerges from below and heads to the back of the boat. Michael goes below. Clovis then starts to relieve himself off the back of the boat, and I'm not sure what happened, but the boat turns. I look back to see Azrael laughing, but I can't see Clovis. It turns out he fell in. Gods. He messages me. Something's got me, he says. What now? Fine. I fly out to see nothing. I dive in, and so does Azrael after dropping an anchor. And after some spell throwing, one going astray and accidentally hitting Clovis, we get him out just in time. We get to the back of the boat just as Ash, Jove, and Michael rush to the back of the boat, noticing that no one's on it. Ash gets Clovis out. I fly up on the boat, and Azrael used a rope. Clovis is being flippant about everything, which seems to only piss off Ash and Jove more, who are really angry that we didn't call them first before helping. They're right, I know they are. But I'm done with today. I'm wet, And my friend has just almost died again. My friend, yes, he is. He can't be the danger. Sod this. I'm returning to my post. Michael sees a small army of humanoid frog creatures in the water. Jove takes a couple swings out of the boat before going below. Michael follows, and Ash looks really hurt. Another pang of guilt. I hate the look of sadness in her eyes. Clovis thanks me and then calls me partner. I don't respond, but the words echo in my mind. Partner, friend, family. Clovis goes below, and Ash does too after she collects herself. We start to rest for the evening, and most fall asleep. Ash falls into a sleep of a worrying dream in a meadow with a storm. She turns to see Michael standing beside her, and then a figure in the storm, and a crash of thunder, and they both wake up at the same time. Meanwhile, it's time, Zashbray says. But I don't want to go. And she yells to me, decide, decide, decide. And I black out and fall. So yeah.
Nice. Oh, just
Nice, good job.
chuckle in the chat.
Very good.
Very good.
Was accidentally.
Uh-huh.
You're absolutely
Can we
right.
get some warlock stocks or warlock sauce in the chat, please?
Mhm.
That's the wall.
As we enter into tonight's session,
Jesus, that's dramatic.
Yeah.
Feathers falls from the top of the mast, unconscious. Azrael, I'd like you to make me a perception check, please.
Okay. 17.
You see, as you're looking downriver, as you're steering the ship, you notice that Feathers falls forward off the top of the mast and behind the mast and down.
Okay. Do I have time to react to that?
She's fallen and you're around 30 odd feet, and as you kind of like look and you kind of look to kind of go, fuck, she's fallen, you see her body at the bottom of the mast drop, like completely limp. Her back hits the ship.
Well, fuck. Okay.
Ash and Michael, as you are sat bolt upright, both, you hear on the deck above you. Clovis and Jove still asleep.
We'll talk about that later. Jove! Jove! I'm just like literally like pushing into him. Something above. I don't know what it is. Something above.
I'm gonna go.
What?
upstairs.
Leave me alone.
Something above. Wake up
Right,
Clovis, and I will run.
Okay. As you guys are getting yourselves out of bed, grabbing your weapons, armor, and whatever you need to run above deck, Azrael, you see Feathers hit the deck. A moment passes. As purplish smoke starts to form around her and starts to swirl. What do you want to do?
I will run up to her, thinking that she's hurt,
Okay.
and I'll try and lay on hands, maybe.
As you are running and making your way towards Feathers, the smoke cloud gets bigger and bigger and seems to start forming as it moves around 5 to 10 feet off to the side. As you run and get to Feathers, you see her eyes are open but kind of rolled back in her head and her mouth wide open. As you get to her, Ash, Michael, and Jove rush up from the stairs around 15 feet away, turn and look, and that's when you three see Feathers on the floor, limp, unconscious, and this purple smoke cloud swirling, and this form start to take shape.
In the smoke.
In the smoke.
Divine sense.
Okay.
There is.
As you are casting this divine sense, you do pick up, there is a presence, and you do pick up the presence of Faye. Clovis is not far behind you three as you rush up, and all four of you then stand and look as this form whirls and swirls and then starts to dissipate from the top down as this black hooded figure reveals itself but 10 feet from Feathers, stood roughly 5 feet tall, much taller than Feathers. Hood covering most of the facial features, this black robe kind of over the shoulders and down towards the ankles. The creature in front of you, almost humanoid in appearance, but haunched and hunched over, and this protrusion of muscle, or just, you know, the back is just kind of hunched over.
Can we, from this point, can we see what color Feathers is? Is she still white?
Feathers is white, yes.
Okay.
Who are you? What did you do to her?
You don't need to worry. She'll survive. For a time.
It's you, isn't it?
For
The thing inside her.
I was, but no more. It seems that our course has run. And it's because of you. All of you. Well, not so much you. Or you, as she kind of looks towards you, Michael, and you, Azrael. But you three.
Hold on a minute. What do you mean? And who the fuck are you?
My poor boy. He hasn't told you. Her and I are one and the same for a time.
Can I
I've
feel
known...
anything in my sword?
No. At this point, no, you can't.
Jove. And like under my breath I'll go, is this what you meant when you said that Feathers had gone dark side that time?
He sort of, at this point, like he sort of stood in, he's moved forward, so he stood in front of Ash and Clovis and Michael, I think, is behind us.
Yeah.
Yeah. And his axe is sort of like guarded against them, so he's trying to sort of take up most of the space in the hole. As he does, he turns to us and says, "Yeah, it's one of those things we meant to tell you. Feathers has a dark feathers inside her, and that's the thing that makes her do stupid shit like try and leave." And
well, talking of stupid shit, I see you're armed. Now, I must warn you not to do anything stupid. It wouldn't work out in any of your best interests.
Yeah, we'll be we'll be thinking about that. Don't you worry. I'm not afraid of you. Hiding out inside someone, taking a ride, just being a passenger in someone else's body. It's kind of
put an arm
weak,
on
don't you think?
Jove's shoulder. What is it that you want?
What is it you need?
Why should we care?
Oh, you shouldn't. Shouldn't care at all. What I need cannot be found here. I thought feathers may be the one, but it turns out that she's weak.
She is not.
Oh, you silly girl. I know more about her than any of you could ever imagine.
And yet I know that girl is willing to put her own life at risk to save so many other people. I have seen so much bravery and strength in her in the past couple of weeks.
You call it bravery. I call it stupidity. Why put yourself at risk for the sake of another?
For the sake of the betterment of the rest of the world.
There's that heartfelt sentiment that drove her to her demise on more than one occasion, nearly.
Self-preservation means nothing if you don't have anything to fight for.
Oh. How wrong you are. Well, this has been interesting. Give her my best. In fact...
Yeah, I don't think we'll be doing that.
You're an odd one.
What, me?
Staring down in the face of danger. Not a care in the world, not even for your friends when you put them at risk.
These guys can take care of themselves. I've seen them take things much scarier than you.
Can they? That's why one nearly died in a burning building, another died in a mushroom field, and let's not forget, you almost died to, what was it, the hangman's noose? Yes, taking care of ourselves is something you do very well, isn't it?
Note the nearly in those sentences. We all get each other out of those scrapes we get into.
For now, how long do you think your luck will run?
So what do you intend to do then?
Oh, I'm leaving.
One who's so afraid of death, so afraid of dying, that you would take up residence inside such a weak, pathetic little form like that. You didn't take anything stronger, more muscular. No, you were put inside her.
Do you think that it's muscles, and you think that it's the strength of will I look for?
Well...
It should be someone like you, should it, Jove? Big, muscular. Someone who can swing an axe as hard as anyone.
Cut the crap. What do you want?
To leave. Put it simply.
Then go.
Oh,
Bye.
I will. Goodbye. And she puts a hand, and as she does, put a hand to her face, her head raises slightly enough that the moonlight of the sky catches and glimpses across her face, and you see this crooked humanoid nose that's all boiled and skin wrinkled and deformed, as she then goes, and as she does and blows this kiss, she herself becomes enveloped in purple smoke, but one single strand of this smoke comes bursting out from her hand towards you, Jove.
Cool.
I need you to make
Counter
me...
spell.
It is not a spell that she's casting.
I'll try it anyway. Because it's just an instinct.
That's fine. I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw, please, Jove.
Will do. Oh. So that's an 8.
Okay, cool. And can you roll me a d4, please?
Of course I can. That is a 1.
Good to know.
All the low rolls at the moment.
Okay. As this purple smoke just kind of like, you see Jove kind of like turn away from it, but it wooms its way through, and you see the smoke go up his nostrils and seemingly into his ears, and then as you kind of like look back, the smoke dissipates as the light breeze takes it off into the night sky. As you are all stood with Feathers on her back, unconscious on the deck of the boat. Feathers, I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw, please.
You're on mute.
You're mute, Alan.
That's a 12.
Okay. So you take 7 points of bludgeoning damage from the fall.
Okay.
And then you take 12 points of poison damage. And then I need you to roll me a d4 as well, please.
Three.
Okay.
So how much poison damage was that?
12.
12.
Okay.
You're all stood there on the deck of the boat. What do you want to do?
Jove, you're okay?
Yeah.
I'll go and
think
check
so.
on Feathers.
Okay.
I'm
Lay
just
on
gonna
hands.
run up to her and try to find the pulse, try to find, is she breathing?
Okay. So, Azrael, you lay on hands for how many points?
I only have one left, so 1.
A single hit point. So give yourself a hit point back, Feathers. Make me a medicine check, please, Michael.
Can I give him advantage as I'm laying on hands in?
Wouldn't be enough to give him advantage on a medicine check unless you're trying to help him with a medicine check. By
Can I
doing
do that
something
and
else.
lay on hands at the same time, or no?
Not at the point, no. Because well, you tell me how would you do that?
As he's sort of looking for a pulse, I'll sort of try and talk him to where roughly it should be. Sort of trying to talk him through it as I'm trying to heal the damage from the fall.
Okay. Making a medicine check with advantage then, please.
Okay, thank you.
Chris CTA 7:30, by the way.
Okay, cool. So yeah, for you guys at home, Chris is joining us tonight. He just flew back from Aberdeen and his flight was cancelled yesterday and was delayed today. So he will be joining us in 30 minutes. So when he gets back, I'm going to have to recap this and he's going to go, what the fuck? Okay, what did you roll for your medicine check?
That's a 9 with advantage. I rolled a 6 on the first one and a 10 on the second one. I have -1.
Okay. She is breathing.
I can tell that she's breathing.
Her chest is rising, falling,
Okay, thank fuck.
but slowly.
Okay.
And as you lean down and put your ear towards her beak, you hear that her breath is wheezy. Like... I don't know if that's picked it up on the mic.
I
Kinda
don't
did.
know. It feels like she has. It sounds almost like she has something stuck. You know, she's like very wheezy.
Azrael,
Azrael,
I don't know this.
Azrael, make me a
kind of-
perception, please.
That's an 8.
An 8. Okay, no problem.
Anyone?
I will run up and I am going to kind of gently kind of shake her to try and wake her. And as I do so, I'm just going to close my eyes and focus on my key, and I'm going to Zen Wave to heal her further.
Okay, no problem. Do you want to roll those hit die and let
Yeah.
everyone within Radius and whoever you're healing know how many hit points you're healing them
I don't
for.
know if anyone needs it other than Feathers.
I think
But-
Clovis is a little bit down as well.
No,
Wait,
I healed him.
I
You only
can't.
healed half. You healed my damage, not.
You can't,
the
no,
drowning.
because-
I can't.
Because it's
It's from my staff.
it is from your staff.
After all.
I thought that was from. Oh, I thought it was my wraps.
Nope.
In that case, I'll try Cure Wounds, see if that manages to rouse her.
Okay.
Where's a D8?
Joe, what are you doing?
He's. Do I feel anything from what just happened with the whole? Like, do I feel any different? Is there any?
Nope.
No, cool. So. Yeah,
7.
I mean,
hit
he's just
points.
sort of he's watching them at the moment, trying to do what they do, and if worst comes to the worst, he knows he can step in, but he's just trying to see if the moment he's watching Azrael to see how legitimate this guy actually is, and if he's being helpful or if he's just fucking about.
Okay.
7 hit points.
7. Top stuff.
Is she responding at all from me shaking her as I realise I
Yes.
can't fucking. Oh
She's
my
not
God.
responding to anyone. Her eyes rolled back in her head. Her breathing laboured, light wheezing.
Would I know she's not in danger of dying at the minute, though?
Oh yeah, she doesn't seem to be brink of death from your keen eyes.
Get her below deck. Get her comfortable.
Feathers. You are adrift. Adrift in a kaleidoscopic sky, bright and vibrant, filled with every colour imaginable. You are rushing towards the colours as they're glowing ever so to your face. That's not the one I wanted. I pressed the wrong music. That's the one.
Okay.
And you are seeing light and colour. And there's a warmth to it. Feel yourself being pulled towards it. You're comfortable. And you feel oddly at peace. You reach out in your mind for that ever presence. And there's nothing. You are alone. There's nothing around you. And you're floating. Moment or two passes, and ahead, in the direction in which you're travelling through this magnificent stream of multicoloured light, and there's an island. Breeze. Beautiful grassland and what appears to be waves washing up from the edge, with no visible sea or ocean in sight. But just as the cusp of the island, as you travel towards it, you see waves breaking on it. The waves aren't blue, they are this translucent, multicoloured light source just as you float towards. And as you do, and you arrive at the island, and your feet touch the ground, in front of you, almost rising up from the ground, a house appears. The roof a small house, visible only door and window and the roof, and a chimney off to the right hand side with smoke coming out of it. And as you look, the door opens.
I walk through it.
You walk across 15-20 feet towards the house, and as you get over the threshold of the door, you're greeted by a nice interior. There's a log fire burning on the right hand side as you enter, and the house appears to be much larger than would imagine, and you would imagine from looking in the outside. It's your home. The house you grew up in. And you look around and see your sibling playing with a toy car that you stole for her when you were young. Cart, not a car. Cart. I don't pronounce my T's, I'm from the north, sorry. The cart. You see your father stood at the kitchen, cooking as he always loved to do. And your mother sat by the fire in her favourite rocking chair. Your mother, father and sibling look at you, and your mother. Hello, my dear.
Genuine tears in her eyes. She just... How?
You shouldn't be here. You don't belong here. Now is not the time. But we're here. And when you're ready, we'll always be here. And as she says here, you feel your feet lift from off the ground as you are forced out of the door. You grab and reach towards the door frame, and you grab it, and you're being pulled, and your claws scratch into the door frame. And as you fly back, the door slams in your face as you're sucked back. The island just flies off into the distance. The colour of the kaleidoscopic environment that you're in starts to fade. The light starts to fade. And you look down, and there's just this all-encompassing darkness, and you look and you feel it's cold. Your feet begin to chill, and as you kind of fight against it, you feel yourself drop and fall towards it.
Do I try and fly away from it?
And you flap your wings, and in this space does nothing, and you drop and drop faster and faster until you are engulfed by nothing but shadow, darkness. The rest of you carry Feathers down below deck into the bottom of the ship that you're traveling on.
Is Clovis still asleep down there? Or was
Clovis
he
has
with
been
us?
with you. Clovis has been with
He's
you.
from a- Just frightfully quiet, darling. I don't know if there's anything we can do for her.
She's
Azrael.
not dead, right?
You sure she's stable?
He doesn't seem to be in the immediate danger of death.
Right.
Okay, Azrael, you've gone down as well. Everyone's gone down.
Oh,
Okay.
shit, yeah, the boat.
Yeah,
The
that's
boat.
fine.
The ship wasn't moving, was it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we
Oh,
were moving while we
then I
were.
would have gone up top. I wouldn't have just gone down. Like, I would have noticed no one was steering the thing, just sort of gone to keep it at least steady.
Okay.
Knowing that these three are more versed with healing people than I would be in any given situation, Jove would just sort of head up and just hold it steady and give it a bit of a turn here and there just to make sure he knows how it feels when it sways.
Yeah. Okay. No problem. Are you proficient in aquatic vehicles?
No.
In the words of Hannah, am I fuck?
Okay. You are going to just try your best to keep this thing in the middle of the river and steer it in as best you can.
I mean, in his head, he's going, how much different is it than a cart, really? It's just bigger and there's no force. It's fine. Just hold it steady. Don't, do any stupid movements.
Okay.
Yeah, because that can land you in some trouble, can't it, Azrael?
Was avoiding a rock? You have no proof otherwise.
Okay.
Yes, we do. We know who you are.
As
You don't know shit.
as you guys take Feathers down,
Yeah.
what are you guys doing?
You're sure she's stable? You say she's not close to death. I think someone needs to stay with her.
Right.
an eye.
Well, someone also needs to explain what the fuck was that.
I don't know. Clovis, you want to
Right.
explain?
Well, I don't know. It seems to me that what was possessing her is no longer possessing her. But that may have had some residual effect.
Right. Possession? That's
Possession?
the thing.
Apparently so.
They all mentioned a while ago that Feathers had gone dark side. I didn't know what that meant, but I feel, I guess, correct me if I'm wrong, that whatever it was that thing we just spoke to then.
It didn't seem as though it was fiend or the like in nature.
I'm sure. I mean, I've had my fair share of experiences with humans who lust for power of that kind. I wouldn't be surprised if it was something other than a fiend, as you say.
Possession, from what I know, is typically fiends or demons.
Dan, having spent a fair bit of time in the High Forest, how familiar would I be with Fey magic, and would I have been able to put two and two together or not?
Probably not.
No?
No, it's so Fey magic is very rare.
Yeah.
It's not something that you would typically come across, especially yourself. I don't
Yeah.
believe that you will have come across it in your time.
Yeah, I mean, the main experiences I had with creatures of the Fae were just kind of parties, so it wouldn't really have been a big thing. Okay,
Exactly.
cool. I don't know. I guess it's something to ask her when she wakes up.
She wakes up.
Don't say that. She's going to wake up. She's going to wake up.
Magic Man, any suggestions?
Well, I'm not one that's proficient in medicine or this sort of magic. You see, mine comes from a more natural source.
Right, and this is the opposite. Unnatural.
I believe so. I don't believe that, from my conversations with Feathers, I don't believe that she was born with her abilities. This is something that she has picked up along the way. Now, I would hazard a guess that it wasn't her that gained the abilities, more that whatever we've just witnessed gave her them.
So she won't have them anymore if whatever that was fucked off?
It is a possibility, but we don't know until
Does this
she
trigger
wakes.
anything in my head?
You find it's very similar in a way. It sounds very similar to the way that you... But you wouldn't know. It's difficult because if you think back to when you first remember...
Yeah.
Very similar to that sort of thing.
Yeah. Sort of blackout. And just happening.
Yeah, and that, yeah. As I think she needs rest. We'll know more when she wakes. Put her on my chaise longue. I can do without the comforts for one night.
Oh, how generous of you.
Well,
I'm just kind of
in
smirked.
fact, this hull is rather large. Maybe she... Maybe it would be better if she had the comfort of her own bed.
Will that fit here?
I think so. It's not entirely large, is it?
No. I
The
guess
room
not on
itself
the
is...
outside.
Yeah, the room itself is big enough. Who...
Right,
I don't know
so
who
what
has
are we
that.
talking about?
Who has that?
Clovis.
Clovis.
In this decision...
It's Clovis who has it.
Yeah, but I don't know if I should be making the decision to use it without Chris here.
Is there limitations on use?
Yes, but there are other reasons that people might not want to have it open.
Yes, fair. I don't worry, it's just a little sleeping arrangement thing. I should be okay, I think. I kind of like grab my cloak, which I kind of put to the side a while ago, and I just kind of like drape it over her and try and make her as comfortable as possible. I'll look after her. I'll keep an eye on her.
I'm gonna go keep an eye on the boat.
That might be best. Aye.
Do you need any help? It's kind of dark outside.
The company is always welcome.
Right.
Just quickly, Michael.
I know. I was waiting.
It was very weird. Has that ever happened to you before?
I woke up.
You walk off.
Yeah.
Okay. Clovis kind of looks at you, Ash, to pick your facial expression up. How do you look in that moment that he walks off without giving you an answer?
kind of startled, to be honest. Like, she didn't expect that response. But at the moment, she's kind of torn between two different things, and she wants to make sure Feathers is okay, first and foremost. And she kind of looks to him. He was in my dream.
Already?
No,
I mean, there's
No.
nothing wrong with it, dear.
no, he was literally there. We woke up at the same time.
You are
We had-
worse than Chris, man. You are worse than Chris.
I can't help it, man. I have to embody how Clovis would act in that.
I
in that
mean, yeah.
moment.
We woke up at the same time.
Are
He
you
was there.
Are you saying that you shared the same dream?
Somehow. And I think it must have maybe happened to him before if he's reacting like that.
Well, I can look after Feathers for a while if you want to deal with that.
I don't know if he's going to want to. I'll go see. You stay here. Message me if you need me.
As soon as she wakes, I will call to you all.
Please call to us all this time.
All right, it's happened. What? I'll make sure that you're kept up to date with what's happening.
Thank you. I don't want Jove to kill you.
He wouldn't.
No, but he could.
He could try. You go sort what you could sort.
I will. All right. I'll talk to you in a little bit. I will go up after Michael.
Okay. Jove, as you're at the wheel, Azrael walks up and towards the wheel of the ship. Azrael, you see that despite his lack of naval vessel, he's actually done all right. I mean, he's not found it too complicated. He's kind of gone, yeah, it's like a cart, but backwards. So move a cart doing that way, you move a boat doing the other way, because it works backwards. And he kind of like figured it out pretty quickly.
You can just see him. You can just see him at like the 10 and 2 position, just like flexing one arm and looking down, and then like flexing another one and looking down. It's like gauging the weight of it, sort of like, yeah, that's all right.
Azrael's just going to come and stand beside Jove. You pick
Like
your feet
closer,
pretty quickly.
like
Just so you stand always shoulder to shoulder, looking straight away. Straight.
Nice boat you got there, buddy.
Literally walking up going, you said you could touch my fucking wheel, man.
Clearly a novice. Just so stood sort of shoulder, sort of looking straight ahead, but next to Joe, sort of shoulder to shoulder. You picked this up fairly quickly.
Well, it's not hard. You just don't turn too much one way or turn too much the other way. It's moving.
It's not always that simple.
No, I think it is. I mean, it's a boat. Just don't hit the sides.
That is generally the first lesson. Stay on the water.
You want something, or like you can take a rest if you want, and just getting a feel for this thing.
Well, now that you mention it, I would like to pick your brain.
I mean, you can try. There's not much to pick, but sure, go for it.
Fuck's sake.
Oh, Dan.
Stop being so hard on Joe.
Actually, the smartest person
He
in the entire
statistically
party.
is.
You seem to have an issue with me.
Yeah, sort of.
Well, at least you're honest. I'd like to know why.
Don't know. Just got a feeling something you're not saying or something you're not doing. I just don't. I mean, I don't trust either of you two yet. You sort of came in and just they invited you along because they thought it'd be a good idea without knowing who the fuck you are or what the fuck you're doing. So, you know, it's been maybe an afternoon since I've known you. So yeah, I don't expect you to trust me either. Like, come on.
What do you think I'm watching where you steer?
Yeah, all right. But outside of that, I got this boating stuff down. This is easy. I don't know making so much fuss about it.
Well, while you're right that we haven't known each other very long, there seems to be something more to your distrust or dislike.
Nope. I've known you for an afternoon. I don't trust people straight away. Pretty much the long and short of it. You can kill a monster fine, that's great. But,
Not even the ones that save your friends.
I mean, you killed it. You didn't pull her out of it. Let's be real here. Like, you didn't actually save her. You just took it down. Michael pulled her out, and I took her to the shore. You walked away with her still inside it, so...
I was more referring to your other one.
I mean, it was you and Feathers.
Does that not earn some grace, at least?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, not actively trying to kill us. That's good. But again, we've met people who can do a lot of weird shit, and
What do you mean
could be any one of those people.
Shit?
What?
What do you mean a lot of weird shit?
Well, so Elthorel, that's what it's called. Place with the big glowing thing above the city.
Vaguely familiar, yes.
We went there, and old friend of mine, Sam, you would have liked him. He liked big swords too. We met some friends of his, went to a party. Some guy there tried to frame me for stealing some shit. I did, but nearly went to the news for it, and then we went to a house and nearly burned down because the same guy set it on fire while we were in it, and then we had to go fight him because he was an asshole, and he nearly killed some of us. And it turned out he could just look like anyone, anywhere, say anything, do anything. He could speak any tongue, look any face.
But how do you know your friends are who they say they are?
Say that again?
How do you know your friends are who they say they are?
No, that's a fair point, but I watched the guy leave. Like, I know, I don't know you. It could be the long game. You could just be here, biding your time, waiting for us to just die naturally, and then you just don't help.
If I wanted you to die, I could have done it while you were asleep.
Oh, so you're a bitch. You don't kill people when they're awake, you just do it when they're asleep. Good to know.
I mean, I could have left your friend in the beast.
You did leave her in the beast. You killed it, but you didn't get her out. We just discussed this.
I could have left your friend in the river.
I mean, you were in the river already. We helped you.
Oh my god.
The reason I was in the river was to help your friend. Okay.
No, it wasn't. You were wrapped up by the fucking thing. You were upside down when we found you.
I think he's talking about Clovis when Clovis went in.
He's talking about Clovis.
Oh, I thought you meant the big green thing.
No. That's why he's going, what? While this conversation is ongoing, and this like chess game of fucking who trusts who, no one trusting anyone continues at the at the wheel of the ship. Michael, you walk off and up onto the top deck. Where are you going and what are you doing?
Just holding out a ruler. It goes, who wants it? No.
No.
No, I'm gonna go to the bow of the ship. Is there some kind of like figurehead
There's
on the
not,
ship, or
no.
is it just straight?
It's a straight. It's not that kind of ship, buddy.
Right. Well, I'm gonna look out of the water from the bow. Also look inside or like into the water and around it, see if there's all these frog creatures actually.
Make a perception
keeping
check
up.
then, please.
Ugh, 5.
Doesn't appear that there's anything. I mean, as you kind of like look out, you see that there is. It's a clear night. There is a chill in the air, though. It's quite a chilly evening. But the skies are clear. There doesn't appear to be anything in the water, but the water itself is quite dark, so it's quite hard to tell as you continue on. And as you kind of are looking around, you hear footsteps behind you start to approach.
As silently as possible, still probably making a noise, but she kind of walks up, probably about 5 feet back, and she goes, "You can't come across our paths saying that I'm the one you've been looking for and then not answer questions like that. That's never happened to me. I've had weird dreams, sure, but none with someone else there."
No, I've never had someone else in my dream either.
But that dream itself, the thing in the sky,
Mine. Yeah.
the thunder. Michael, can I ask you something? And she takes some steps closer and kind of pulls down the wrap on her arm to reveal the lightning bolt tattoo. Do you know anything about this?
You
No clue.
make me a history check.
Wait, did you say I do?
Make me a history check.
What's my history? It's just a straight modifier. History. Yeah, straight. 18.
Okay, you have seen this mark before. You've seen it as it's engraved as such on the blade on your hilt, where the handguard is on the blade. Just up from that, usually where the maker's mark goes, it is just emblazoned there on your weapon. But you can choose at this point to say no or yes or whatever you want.
It's like something's branded me.
I summon the sword. And I grab the blade of my sword
Okay.
and show you the hilt.
As you look at the blade itself, could you describe the weapon, please?
So need to go back to my shit.
What the fuck am I wielding?
It's a
What am
really
I
nice thought.
A
You
very
see
nice
this-
sword.
Sword.
Sword. So you see this thinner blade, rapier, like that's blackened, and there's like purple running through the blade, and there's a purple gem on the what's it called, the hilt guard,
Mm-hmm.
and this sort of, I don't know how to explain, but the hilt itself is how would you explain it, Dan? Because I don't know the English word for it, but I won't say baubles, but it's not baubles. It's sort of,
Oh, do you mean like it's got the twining round to like
yeah,
on the actual
yeah.
grip of it? Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
I see. So it's
exactly,
like a
yeah.
spiral type thing. Okay.
yeah, and the handle seems to be in the style of dragon scale,
Okay.
and the pommel is in the shape of a tooth,
Tooth.
possibly a dragon's tooth, or something like it.
Okay.
And you see, did you say on the hilt, Dan?
On the blade itself, just up from where the handle is,
yeah.
on like the first part of the blade, you see as he kind of like grabs the blade and turns it towards you, the same mark that's on your arm on the blade.
And that's the mark that it's sort of purplish, right?
Mm-hmm. That's the one. And you see there are like 3 lightning bolts.
When did you get that?
When you pull me from the ground.
But I've been thinking I was at the monastery. How would I have pulled you from the ground? And I've just got this.
I don't know. All I know is I was in a space of complete nothingness. I was floating almost. Best way I can just describe it is like a dream. I can see anything, can feel anything, no anxiety, no stress, no worry, no nothing. Calm. But I wasn't happy either. Just thinking about it is it's unsettling, to say the least.
But you remember me.
Yeah, your face.
When
Like you were pulling me from the ground. Like I had fallen, tripped, or something, and you reached your hand out and pulled me up. And that's when I woke up 4 years ago.
I don't understand. I mean, I guess this confirms that whatever this brand is more to do with this thunder and you than I thought. I was thinking it could have been to do with the cult, but...
Well,
The...
I don't know what cult you speak of, but...
It's our wider goal. The pommel of this blade. Is that a tooth?
I think so. I don't know. Gorgon was surprised by it as well. Especially being a dragonborn, that I found a very strange and nice blade. It's sharp as hell. Although I've actually never sharpened it myself.
I don't really use weapons like that, but knock me unconscious if something happens. And I will go to hold the blade.
Okay. You grab it.
Mm.
Do you let go of it, Michael? Or is it still in your hand?
No, I'm gonna hold it for a sec.
Okay.
As she's touching it, and if I see any sort of freak out, I'm just gonna unsummon it, but if I don't see anything, I'm gonna eventually let go.
Okay. Nothing appears to happen as you initially would imagine, and then as you're kind of holding the blade, for a split second, you both, like, Michael, you swear you could see, like, a little tiny arc of electrical energy from the blade to her thumb, like...
I'll desummon it.
Okay.
Sorry.
No,
It
probably
sort of has
best.
a thing of its own.
I
woke up with this blade. It's not mine. As far as I can tell, I mean, I don't know. Maybe I did have experience with swordsmanship before, but...
I mean, you must have had a life before this. Maybe. Or...
Yeah, but...
Why is it linked to... me now? Why are you linked to me? None of this makes any sense.
You mentioned a cult.
Aye.
What do you mean?
I kind of stumbled upon this group by accident, searching for similar information. Just part of our wider goal. You know that voice that told you to find us?
Right, Bahamut.
Bahamut,
right.
Aye. Put us on a wider mission to quell evil in the form of a cult.
Right. Well, airing dirty laundry. Here we go. Might be one more thing that you should know. Something I didn't tell you when I first met you, because it's not usually something that you would say to a person you just met.
Mm.
When I say you pulled me from the ground,
Aye.
I mean literally. When I woke up, I was in a coffin.
Oh.
And this sword was lying on top of me.
You were dead.
Yeah.
I don't.
I'll take my hand and I'll start to unbutton the top part of my shirt. Oh, shut up!
I didn't say anything. It was naturally.
Oh, it was not. I know. I have you both on the same screen.
Where is my sexy music playlist?
Clovis is like crying out, without me.
You're not your bard now, Evan. You know that, right?
Yeah. I know. I flipped the script. I made a very sarcastic bard and apparently a very strange warlock. Anyway, you.
She said y'all couldn't wait 5 minutes.
So you start
Shut
to
up,
unbutton your top.
Yeah, I'll unbutton my shirt.
Could you describe
And
to the lovely viewers at home that are eagerly anticipating the description of Michael's chest?
extremely hairy.
And that's all we've got time for tonight. I'm really sorry,
Yeah,
but
go
this...
to the break. Go to the break.
Go to the... Just as you go, well, as she sees, break.
No, but you see just as pale, obviously, as the rest of them, but you notice a scar from sort of the middle of his chest going down. And I'll summon the blade again. Take where the balance point is of my blade, with the edge, the sort of edge towards me, and I'll put it where the scar on my chest is.
As he moves the blade, and the tip of the blade, it's where it's on the left side of his chest, right where his heart would be. There is a scar in that area, and as the blade touch, it is an exact, precise imprint of where that blade touches.
Fuck.
I think I was killed with the same blade. And for some reason, I'm not dead.
No. And somehow, I stopped you from being dead?
Either that, or you brought me back.
But I don't... I've heard of people having those powers, but they're like fairy tales. Like, I don't...
You mean like a silver
magic.
dragon that speaks to people? Yeah.
Aye. Okay. I won't tell anyone if you don't want me to about the whole being dead thing. But I am curious. Am I okay to see if you have a pulse? Do you have a pulse?
Yeah, I mean, sure. Check.
I'm gonna check and see if he has a pulse.
Sure.
Damn,
Make me a
ignore Valentine.
make me a medicine check.
Medicine, that is an 11.
Okay. Put your hand on his chest. You feel a heartbeat.
There is a heartbeat.
There is.
You are breathing. You have a pulse. So, oh my god, this is all, this is ridiculous. This is actually ridiculous. This is all insane. This is all completely insane. And it's nothing to do with you. What the hell?
See why I didn't tell you when I first met you?
It's...
Not even been a day yet.
I don't know how the others would react to that. They might help.
I mean,
they might.
Joe would probably kill me.
Maybe.
I think I've been through that one before, so.
Who knows if it'd work again. But it's up to you. We can tell them or we can leave it. But we need to figure out what's going on.
Oh, that music got very... That
was very intense.
That's not... Sorry, guys. Let's not. There we go.
Maybe we keep it under wraps for now.
Okay. That's fine.
This is my first interaction with other people for quite some time, and I mean, Gorgon knows this, but he's the only one.
I get that. The company can be overwhelming.
Yeah. It was pretty freaked out at first too. Although, to be fair, we were living in a center in hideout, so you know.
Okay. We need to figure this out. How we do that, I don't know. That dream did not leave me very well rested. There are now figures in the sky.
We should probably go to sleep again.
Probably.
Tomorrow's gonna be even half as bad as this time.
Let's go back down and I'll check on feathers and then we go back to sleep.
As you two head off back down into the base of the ship, I'm coming back to you in just a moment.
No, yeah, okay.
No, go on.
No, what I was going to say was, given that they're only at the front and we're only at the back, like, even if I am measuring dicks with Azrael at the back here, have I noticed, like, a lot of just them sort of being together at the front, not necessarily details.
And him taking his shirt off.
Yeah.
And me touching him.
Just like them touching his weapon, them touching his bare chest, them going downstairs.
Yeah. Weird.
That kind of thing.
So much worse than I imagined.
You would have noticed it, yeah.
Sound. Alright.
Oh, shit.
It's weird. We just dropped like 12 viewers in that just one moment. So you two make your way down back into the hull of the ship.
Black. No, I'm joking. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Azrael and Jove. This conversation continues of distrust, but you're still there. What do you want to do, the two of you?
I mean, I'm still technically steering. Like, I've not let go yet. So if he's still just stood next to me, we're still... Like, I at this point, Azrael would probably, at least in some way, sort of get that this is his way of talking to people. He's not just being an abrasive dick for the sake of it. This is just who he is. Like, he's not... You know... He doesn't trust you, but he's being honest about it. There's no, like... He's not being sneaky. He's like, yeah, you know, it's been one afternoon. Let's calm down.
In the interest of honesty, what are your goals, Joe?
Did not mean to do that.
Oh, big Clovis on screen.
Big old Clovis.
So I'm a professional DM.
What did he say? What was my thing?
What's your goals? What are you looking to accomplish?
At this point, his hands have gone from 10, like his hands have gone from 10 and 2 to like 6 and 4, whatever the other side is, and he's just like low staring now.
Strange seeing an orc on his own.
Depends what kind of orcs you know.
I've come across a few.
Said you gave him the dark hold, right?
No,
I'm sure you did.
That was Michael.
that
Michael.
was Michael.
Oh, wrong person. Sorry. There's 2 new people. I can't be expected to keep up.
There's like there's little more than a handful of people. Like-
People in it. So he's sort of like, yeah, he looks at you like, is that not you?
No, I think you're getting me confused with someone.
Oh, okay. Where are you from then?
North.
Helpful. South.
Oh, you never. Would you like me to be more specific?
I mean, if you can be, like, you know, it's just question and answer. It's however much you want to give me away there, buddy. It's not really too strenuous.
Oh, how familiar are you with the North?
And I know of it through what I was taught and where I was meant to go. Depends how far up north you're talking.
Fireshare.
I wouldn't have heard of that, would I?
Nope.
Nah, I didn't think so. I barely know. Yeah, no, sorry. I know where the spine of the world is. And there's a lot of space between that and the south, so yeah.
How about Neverwinter?
I've heard of Neverwinter in passing. Like, I know I'm not great with geography, but... Was that a yes? Sorry.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just a bit up from Waterdeep, right?
More than a bit, but yes.
Well, I mean, you just walk along the coast and you basically get there, don't you?
Yes, it's not a journey you could undertake in a short
Yeah, I
amount
could.
of time.
As this
So what?
conversation continues into the night, I assume that you two are going to be staying up on the top deck.
Yeah, most likely swapping between steering the ship.
Steering the ship, resting
To me,
in
to you,
between
to me,
as you
to you.
can
Yeah.
throughout the night. Okay. As we go back down into the lower hold, Clovis carries Feathers down, who is unconscious at the moment, and lays her on his Shaylong and kind of
Seamless
rests
transition.
up. And
I know, right?
Ash, Clovis, Michael, you all go back to your night's rest. And that's where we're going to go to break, and we're going to pick up the following
Just in
morning.
time. Just in time, man. Actually, no, there was something I wanted to do.
So we'll pick this up just after the break. Before we go to a break, guys, for those of you that weren't here at the start, we are running the December giveaway. That is still ongoing. If you want to be entered into that, you can either subscribe, redeem your channel points, or gift a subscription to someone else. All three will gain you an entry into the giveaway. 2 entries per person. The live draw is on the 27th of November when we're doing a Christmas one-shot, and there will be live giveaways on that evening as well, because we are very proud to say that our good friends over at Valkyrie RPG will be sponsoring that stream and sponsoring a live giveaway for you guys to win some
Hell
amazing D&D stuff. So if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. We'll be back in about 10-15 minutes. Get yourselves a drink, go to the toilet, time travel, go see your nan, do whatever you need to do. We'll be back here in 15.
Go check Valkyrie out.
Right, yeah, go check
Yeah,
Valkyrie
check
out. Do
Valkyrie out.
that. Do
Yeah.
that.
They go
welcome back. Hopefully you've all grabbed enough refreshments and you checked out Valkyrie RPG. That's amazing. Can't wait for you guys to get your hands, potentially get your hands on some of that. The Christmas one shot is going to be nutty, yo. Cool. Okay. So it's going to be crazy. I've planned some crazy.
Not Meggy. Because it's Christmas. Do you get it?
Oh, get out of here. Go back on the plane.
I'm going to go. I'm off again. Sorry, guys. This is a high quality content you've been missing.
So, where we pick up is the following morning, and day breaks on the river. You all now gain the benefits of a long rest. Apart from... Feathers and Jove.
Oh.
And I need you both to make me Constitution saving throws, please. Feathers, unfortunately, yours is with disadvantage.
I mean, I think you're picking on me now.
16.
16, okay.
First one was a nat 20. The second one was a nat 1.
Hey!
Okay.
Let's go.
But the con save I got a +2, so it's a 3.
Okay, how do I do this? Okay, I'm going to...
That's not good.
I'm going to do this. Hold on. So I'm going to send you a little something privately.
Oh. I'm not terrified at all.
In fact, no, I'm not. I'm going to describe it.
Okay.
His words.
Clovis, Ash, Michael, Jove, Azrael, you all wake up the next morning as you do. Day breaks over the river. Jove, you feel your temperature is oddly high. But that's all. That's really it. You just kind of feel a little bit under the weather. Temperature's running a little high. Feel a little bit rough.
Like, is it a hot experience before? Is it like a different kind of? Because I get hot when things happen, but like it's.
Yeah, it's like you're feeling ill, bro.
Okay, cool.
Feathers.
Yeah.
I'll come back to you. As the rest of you...
You're bullying her now!
As the rest of you wake, what would you like to do?
I guess I'll get up and I'll go over to check on Feathers first thing.
Okay. As you kind of look, she looks... Her eyes are no longer on the back of her head. She looks like she's just resting, which is good. She doesn't look like she's fucked up, but her breathing is very like wispy and like that kind of breath.
But still unconscious.
As currently, yes.
I'll do whatever I can to sort of attend to her, sort of put another blanket over her or something if there's any handy, or I'll just take one out of my pack, give her the one I was using.
Okay. She seems as comfortable as she can be at this point. The blanket draped over her, but you do, as you kind of put in the blanket on her, you notice that she is warm. Very warm. And you see that there are, like, around her eyes and on her, like, crest of her beak, there are, like, beads of sweat.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, I'll just turn to whoever else is awake. I'll say, I never thought I'd be saying this, but we should make haste to Baldur's Gate. If there's nothing any of us can do, we might be able to find someone who can help her there.
I don't know if it's. Hold up. I kind of go towards. Does it look like a fever breaking or?
Yes.
Yeah.
Fever.
I think we try and help her sweat it out for now. But you're right. We need someone else to look at her if we can't do anything.
As Ash is saying this, Clovis is like uncorking his water skin and just trying to give her some water, see if she'll take it and stuff like that.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna try and after that reposition her so that try and free up the airway if I've noticed the irregular breathing as well. Just maybe just lie her on her side so there's more.
You do, and you tend to her and you kind of try to move her around, thinking that it might be that it is her airway blocked or something, but no matter which position you move her in, it still doesn't help. But Feathers, you start to come round. As you do, your eyes hurt, and almost like the sunlight itself is making your eyes kind of sting and water. You feel your chest is extremely tight, and your breathing is labored. You also have a point of exhaustion.
Oh God, I don't feel good.
Hey, you're weak.
Easy.
I don't know about
easy.
awake. What the fuck happened? Mind my French.
Were you going to tell me that there was something basically living in your body?
Oh, yeah, yeah, she... Do I notice that? Do I feel there's a difference?
Almost immediately.
I stop, mid-sentence, about to say, yeah, she's always there. Yeah. Zashbei? I say in my head.
No response.
What happened?
They left.
You guys who are on the top deck will be hearing this conversation as you are up there, if either of you two wanted to come down.
Yeah, because it's just me and Azrael, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Just sort of hearing mild conversation coming from below. Joe's going to sort of wipe some of the sweat from his forehead and sort of
Okay.
do you mind taking the wheel for a second?
Sure. You
Thanks.
okay? You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Just standing outside all night makes you sweat. He sort of clomps his way down to meet the rest of them you'd hear.
Okay.
His footsteps as they come.
Feathers is actually going to try and get up, but
No. Stay.
What
It's
do you
okay.
mean she left?
Well,
We heard-
you were surrounded by smoke, and then she just appeared, whoever she is. Taunted
Because I
us.
wouldn't go with her.
Go.
Oh.
There will be time. There will be time for you to tell us your side of things. From our perspective, you fell, were on the edge of death, and Zashbe manifested herself in a physical, maybe not quite physical form.
Dashbay? That's the name?
Yes. Did she hurt anybody?
There was some weird purple energy that went into Jove, but he seemed fine. Oh, hey.
You sort of like hear him like,
Yeah.
"Hey, you're alive. Yeah, it's fine. Nothing. Good to see you."
It's good. It's good to be here. To be fair, did Zashbe hurt you? She said the smoke hurt you.
No, I mean, made me cough a little bit. I feel a bit warm this morning, but I'm fine. You know, just it's what you get from being outside for too long. It just makes you sick.
I feel really shit too. To be fair.
Well, yeah, but like half of you just left, so I imagine you would feel a bit terrible.
She wasn't me though, Jove. She just was in me. That's wrong word.
Cool.
I'm there.
Cool. Feathers, I'd like you to make me a history check, please.
This is a lot.
Got a plus nothing, so let's go. That's a 2.
Oh.
Nice.
No problem.
Dice goes away. Do I not? Okay.
You feel, though, that, again, the ailments that you're feeling feel familiar.
Oh. That's Natalie's realization. That's
Well, I suggest you remain off your feet for now. Clearly, you need some more time to recover. We're still a day or two away. I'm not sure it'll help at all, but if Zashbe's done something to you, then perhaps a higher power might be able to alleviate some of that. And I'll begin to do the Bahamut's blessing.
Okay.
And I'll look over to Jove and I'll say, we should be precautious as well with you. We're not quite sure what effect whatever she did may have taken, and it may be just a coincidence, and as you said, your exposure that is causing you a little bit of fuss this morning, but better safe than sorry. So I'll cast it on Feathers, Jove, and Ash.
Okay. So you gain the additional hit points, 10 hit points, I believe,
Yep.
and you get
10 additional hit points.
resistance to...
Just because we're still on the river and all that stuff, it'll be acid damage.
Acid damage, okay.
Just because there's creepy stuff in the river.
out of. I seem to be poisoned. I didn't. Am I poisoned?
That was
Or
from
have
the
I not
encounter with...
removed it?
You've just not removed it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Does that appear to in any way alleviate any of her sort of sweatiness?
No,
Let's say.
it doesn't.
Okay.
Do I still feel the same?
You do?
Cool.
Hopefully that'll allow you to a little bit more fighting fit should anything go awry.
Well, yeah. Thank you. I feel I need to apologize.
What for?
Wow, you really have changed.
Jove.
So, I need to apologize to you too. I I was under a lot of pressure is it yesterday?
Yesterday,
Yesterday was yesterday. It's today now.
Thanks for clearing that up. She wanted me to leave. She told me not to trust you. Any of you. And she just has this way of, with her words, she kind of creeps in, and just the little things that you don't like, and just she gets right in there, and she's like, "Ha! I told you." And you were all acting a bit weird yesterday with the thunder, and then talking to yourselves and stuff. So I mean, I did consider leaving. I'm being honest. You like honesty, Jove. I'm being honest. I did, but I couldn't. I couldn't bring myself to leave because you guys, you do mean much more. Words are hard right now.
Take your time. There will be time for you to explain all of this when you're in a better condition.
Yes, maybe I just need to rest.
No.
You said that she said not to trust any of us. I thought that this was put to bed.
As I said, she has a way of twisting things that I know aren't right to make them seem right. I do trust you. I trust all of you. Even, and I look towards the two new guys. Oh no, only one's here.
Mhm.
Only one's here.
I'll look towards Michael and even you, really. I listened to you yesterday talking about the blacksmith, and you seem like a decent fella. And I don't. I'm ashamed to say that I thought about leaving. I am. And that's why I'm admitting it. I'm sorry.
Well, like you said, it wasn't you. It was whatever the fuck that thing was that came out of you.
The important thing is you didn't. To great sacrifice to yourself, and I must say, Feathers, you're no good to us dead. Or worse.
She said that you guys would make me end up dying, and then you promptly fell in the water. So, I mean, she wasn't without her insights.
I mean,
If I had known, I would have called to someone else and not put you in that position.
No, don't ever think that. I will always be here when you need me.
There's
And
the thought of water, being in the water, fucking terrifies you, know?
Oh!
As you have a case of hydrophobia at the moment.
Okay!
Put out your conditions.
I don't think there's one on D&D Beyond.
Nope. Just start a list.
Yeah. I'm right there with you.
Okay, realizing I'm surrounded by water. Okay. Don't do that again.
I'll do my best. Hopefully we won't be on this boat for too much longer, but while we are, I recommend you remain relaxed and try to recover as best you can.
Yes. This is quite comfy. And I gestured to the chaise-longue.
Well, I mean, it's the best way to travel, I've found, but...
Right, well, if we're gonna get back on the river, I'll stay here. I think I should rest a bit more. And I will rummage around in my bag. I pull out the notes that I was writing.
Okay.
And I look at them, just like briefly look at them, and then put them back in the bag. And I pull out a loot that none of you have seen before.
Okay.
And it's a loot that is black in color with little purple bits on it. I look towards the back of the loot, and I just rub my thumb across where someone scratched in a name, and I just kind of sit back and rest, and I start little tinkering on the loot.
Okay. As you're sitting back, Feathers, and
I'm sorry, Steve, you're an asshole.
as you're sitting back and looking at the loot, something becomes very apparent.
Oh.
And strikes you almost immediately. There is a definite disconnect to what was in your head. And you feel that there's a disconnect linked to that is now missing.
I don't understand.
You feel like there's something missing. Like something, there's a part of you that's just gone. You can't quite place your finger on it.
Okay.
While Feathers rests and tinkers with the loot, what would the rest of you like to do with the day?
I'll probably head up to Azrael, see if he wants to take a bit of time off from the wheel. So I'll march up to see how he's getting on.
Okay, I'm going to change this this music a little bit.
Yeah, I'm gonna go up as well. Head to the bow of the ship again and just keep looking out, see if I can see anything in front of us.
As I start to walk up to Azrael, I'll stop. And then I'll go in my pouch and I'll get a rope and I'll wrap it around my waist.
4 bags.
And I'll sling it around the mast.
Okay.
And I'll say, "Good morning, friend."
As you approach, you hear Azrael sort of talking to himself. Weird people, but you would have liked them.
Good morning, friend. Sorry,
Morning.
am I interrupting something?
No. Just talking.
Very well.
Are you alright? I see you've taken my advice to heart.
Yes, and I'm all the drier for it. You've been up here most of the night. Do you want me to take the helm for a while?
Me and Jove have taken shifts. It's a quick study.
Well, don't tell him that.
Once he got the hang of it not being a cart, he seemed to understand a lot easier.
Cart, boat, it's all very much the same thing, I would assume. How's our heading? Are we... I mean, I'm not sure if you've travelled this river before.
Give me a moment, and he sort of reaches into his jacket and pulls out a map, but away from you, so you can't see what's on it.
Okay.
But looks at it for a minute. Yes, we're nearly there. Sort of folds it back up and tucks it in.
Very well. I'm not familiar with sea travel, not from a practical standpoint. If there's anything I can do to help us get along a little quicker, please direct me.
I mean, Buddy normally has breakfast about now, if you wouldn't mind.
Oh. Certainly. Any particular dietary requirements I should know about? Or?
He sort of reaches into his pack and pulls out an apple.
Ah. Very well. I meant more in terms of making the boat go faster, but...
Oh, come and hold this a minute.
What are you...
Just gesturing to the wheel.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Sorry, I couldn't resist. So yeah, I'll step forwards and I'll take the helm.
Don't move and hold tight.
I'm
Children, all of you.
I'm strapped on.
Brace yourself.
I mean, you all might want to brace yourself.
Okay, I'll sort of
Strap.
quite rigid armed, sort of hold on to the boat and sort of every now and then try and guide it away from the shore if I feel like we're getting too close to either bank.
Okay.
I unsheath my sword, and you see sort of energy start crackling.
Right, we need to stop this now. Like, can we?
This isn't even me. I'm going with it. Sword crackling along the energy. Carry on.
Sorry, continue.
I'll just do a big sort of upward swing, and I'm going to burn 2 charges to cast Gust.
Nick.
Nice.
So it goes into the sail to help speed us along.
He just made a speedboat. Excellent. You do, and you point your sword to the mast and cast Gust, and this whoosh of air hits the sails, and you see the sails kind of billow out and take this wind energy that you're forcing this boat into a higher speed and further momentum down the river.
Kind of almost like distracted by wondering what he's about to do. Clovis loses grip on the wheel and like begins to stumble back towards the back of the boat, and then gets yanked by the rope around his waist and then kind of pulls back up into it and grabs the wheel again.
The boat does pick up some speed by doing this, and will definitely shave time off your journey as you start picking up this speed, and it holds for a good few hours.
You are a holy man of some description, I would assume.
I am a follower of Bahamut.
Certainly, and I saw you apply some healing to Ashar yesterday, or not yesterday, the day before. Time on the water melds together.
For people who aren't used to it, sure.
I wonder if you could take a look at our friend below deck. Whatever this entity that came out of her.
The smoke.
Yes. It has a name, Sashbay.
Okay.
It seems to have left her a little worse for wear. I'm not sure if any application of your divine magic might help with that, but now that we're underway, hopefully we can get some help for her in Baldur's Gate, but whatever you can do in the meantime would be greatly appreciated. I hate to ask more of you after everything you've done so far, but things do appear grave.
According to your friends, I've done very little so far. But I'm not best healer, but someone did teach me a few things.
Whatever you can muster. And that's not the case. We're all very shaken by the last few weeks' events and a little distrusting, but they all recognize what you have done for us so far. Just give them time, and ease them into it a little bit. Don't go pulling any pranks on the wrong ones. You know who I'm talking about.
I'm not one for practical jokes.
Aren't you now?
And you see he sort of heads down, sort of chucks the apple up in the air, catches it, and just as he goes to turn to go below deck, rolls it towards Buddy.
Okay. In the meantime, what's everyone else doing this morning?
Just keeping a lookout on the water.
Okay, make me a perception check, please.
Nice, finally. Oh yeah, I have a -1. Never mind, 16.
16.
Still good. Still
Okay,
good.
you keep an eye out. There doesn't appear to be any of the frog-like creatures in the water following you, and the speed in which now the ship is sailing down the river, you almost kind of make the assumption that whatever was following you, it just hasn't got the capability to keep up with you at this point anyway.
Right.
Is there anything else that Michael would be doing this morning? Or throughout the rest of the day?
Well, he's gonna study his sword. To see sort of what that purple lightning was that he saw come towards Ash's hand as she grabbed it. See if the same thing happens.
Okay. As you grab the sword, it doesn't seem to have the same effect. You don't see any lightning energy or electrical energy as you grab the blade or anything like that. Seems quite strange.
What are you? And what's my connection to you? And,
You don't seem to get a response.
I'm talking to a fucking sword.
D&D.
Yeah. It's just gonna look over the water and just be in his thoughts.
Okay. Ash, what are you doing?
Ash, as everyone kind of has gone back up onto the deck, kind of stays below and kind of goes, "Do you mind if I keep you company for a bit?"
Of course.
Okay, can I get you anything?
I mean, I feel like shit, but I'm fine. I don't have those anymore. No, I'm fine. I just feel like shit.
That's fair. Well, you keep playing. I'm just gonna, and she kind of like hops down onto like one of the cots nearby and takes out her sketch pad and just starts meticulously sketching Michael's rapier.
Okay.
Like all the details and everything like that. So she's going to be doing that for a good portion of the morning, making it as accurate as possible, like making notes, like and annotations by the side about like the lightning that went into her hand, just like dead ? Can raise dead ? Various shit like that, and just kind of as she's sketching, she kind of goes, "You know, there's nothing wrong about, you don't need to apologize for thinking of leaving, right?"
It's not that as such. but more that I thought for a moment that I couldn't trust you. And
I
that
get
made
that.
me feel shit. And that's more to what I'm apologizing for. And for being a grumpy wee so-and-so yesterday. I know I pissed you off, and quite rightly so.
It was not just you yesterday. Everything was.
It was a bad day.
It was a bad day. It was a bad day. But just know, and I said this to Zashvay's face, she's got a really weird nose, by the way. Real crooked.
You saw her
bulbous.
face.
It was not nice.
I've never seen her face.
No, the moon hit it in such a way. No.
Did it look like the moon hit it?
Yeah, craters and everything. It was
Wow.
not ideal. I said to her, she had the audacity of calling you weak, and I said to her that, quite frankly, I have not seen a stronger individual more willing to put themselves at risk. So, while it may be foolhardy and careless and not having self-preservation, fuck that. When you have the commitment and the drive and the passion and the love for your friends that you're going to go out of your way to do those things, fuck whatever the fuck that was thinks. I'm just glad that I met you, Feathers. I am.
Now you should look in more mirrors if you want to look for a strong woman.
You don't know half my weaknesses.
That seems to be a trend.
You're quite good at that. The lute, lyre, what is that? I'm not instrumental at all.
Okay, well, it's a lute. A lyre's more like it's like a harpy sort of thing.
Right. I thought harpies were the birds.
No, okay. This is a lute. I've had it a very long time. I don't play it very often. Maybe I should.
I think you should. That's why I draw.
I only know 2 tunes. Ish. I mean, I think they sound like it. It doesn't actually sound like it. But there's this one that my mum used to sing me when I wasn't feeling very well. And I kind of hummed the tune, and I tried to pluck the sounds out on the lyre, and it's a sort of a slow like melody, like, you know, nursery melody sort of.
Well, given the amount of time that you've been sat down here, you, if you want, will have had enough time to attune to it.
I certainly would have, yes.
Then make me a performance check, please. We make sure it is attuned to your inventory first, because it will increase your performance checks.
Ooh.
I don't have it equipped. 2 seconds.
We'll be back after this short break.
Oh,
Is your hair lacking volume? Try Barry's Brill Cream today.
Get your face off the big screen.
Is the tune Twinkle Twinkle Little Star?
There's 3 blind mice.
3 blind mice.
Oh, dudes. Right, okay, yeah, done.
Okay, make sure you're attuned to it.
Um,
Just scroll down on your inventory right to the bottom and then click the
Yeah.
attune thing. And you'll
oh.
see that it should increase your sheet.
Why do I not?
You'll have to unattune to
I
something
have to.
else.
No, I have to hold it.
Oh yeah, it would help if you equipped it, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, so, yeah. Yes, I do have a better performance now. That's a great performance! Fine.
Roll me a performance check, please.
Right, so that's 19 plus 11.
Woo! Jesus.
You,
That's 30!
yep. As you start playing this tune and kind of humming it, and as you're humming it, the hum doesn't do the tune on the lute justice. Like, you seem to be humming out of tune, whereas the song that's coming out of the lute
That's about right.
is beautiful. And you're like, I think it goes something like,
That tracks.
and the lute's going ding 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 ding. But it is an incredible song that you seem to be playing.
You kind of like, if it's kind of like almost like nursery rhyme-ish type of thing, or like a tune that the kids would hear.
More like a lullaby, sort
lullaby
of,
type thing.
rather than, yeah.
Yeah. Ash kind of is just kind of sat, like completely distracted from the drawing now, just staring as you play, and just kind of like, I don't know. I don't think my parents ever sang anything like that, but if your mum, that's beautiful. It's beautiful.
She was sweet to me. More than some maybe I deserved, but I was a brat. I mean, let's not... Let's be truthful, I was a brat, but she was sweet.
You should definitely keep
and
playing.
I'm thinking about... Do I remember the dream?
Yeah.
Do I remember recently seeing her?
Yeah.
Okay, right.
And it feels like, I mean, it's almost like, you know, like when someone's been gone for some time, you sort of like the image of their face and how they look kind of blurs a little in your mind. Like that's now cemented that image back in the forefront of your mind, and brought all those happy memories of your childhood back as well.
I think I saw them. My parents. And my little sister.
When? Like, when you were unconscious?
Yeah. It's odd. But it was definitely them, and I wanted to stay, but they said it wasn't my time. But seeing them again, that's a hard thing to leave.
I can imagine. I'm not exactly a hugger, but do you want a hug?
And I do. I as quickly as I can put down the loot, and like, I almost like throw myself when you try to get out. Like, but yeah.
I just kind of like smush it into my arms, and I'm just like, I don't know about your parents or your sister, but I think if they've told you it's not time, then we listen to them, and you keep making them proud, as I'm sure you are doing.
Yeah. I think for the first time in a long time, I want to do things for me.
Good.
Rather than just do what I'm told or do things for other people. I mean, I'm here for you guys too. But
You got to find your own voice in all of this.
yeah, it's weird having one voice in your head makes you listen to it.
I can imagine it'd be a bit of a distraction having someone else gabbing around all the time.
She wasn't much of a talker, but she was definitely a listener.
Ah, I see.
Yeah.
Well, hey, if she is gone, whatever that was, and you do feel like you need someone to listen, I am here. And I'm not going to tell you to go fuck off and tell you you're weak and say don't trust our friends.
It does. It makes me feel good.
Good.
It does make me think, though. And I look down at my hands. And I kind of glance to my boomerang. I don't know how this all works now.
Like your powers and stuff.
Yeah, she helped me with that. Well, she did that. I know that. I mean, I'm okay with it. A little bit. It came at such a cost.
Yeah. I mean, you'll find a way to... You're capable enough. I'm sure you'll figure out something else if that's needed.
I just don't ever want to be a burden.
You're not going to be. I'd tell you if you were. I'm quite blunt like that.
Well, Joe certainly would, I know.
Oh, that too. We have that in common for sure.
Yeah. And as the afternoon goes on, I'm gonna sit there and I'm gonna talk to her as she's scribbling away. I'm gonna talk to her about my little sister and how it was growing up, where we grew up, which I can maybe think there's a little bit of correlation to maybe where you grew up was very poor, we didn't know we were poor because my family tried to look on the good side of things, but we were really ridiculously poor. And I just tell stories of my really young childhood.
Really young.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Ash just listens.
Okay. Jove,
Mm.
what are you doing with your day?
Well, Clovis laughed. When two people out start having a conversation, it's like really deep, and he just sort of stood there like, yeah, okay, they seem to be going in a direction here. So he just sort of stands there for like the first minute or so, realizes that they're doing it, and just goes, and just goes upstairs by himself, just sort of, yeah, all right, let's leave that behind. I think for the first bit of being outside, Joe's going to sort of, he's going to be walking around the deck, trying to shake off this sweat because he doesn't like it. It's making him feel a bit odd. So he's just sort of, when people sort of do like drills around a thing, he's sort of like knee ups, like trying to shake himself off, taking a lot of water in.
Yeah.
For like the first half, and then when he eventually gets tired because it doesn't work, he's just going to do what a lot of people on this boat tend to do, and he's just going to sort of like sit with his back against the mast and just start trying to think back to the tribes and before the attack. So he doesn't remember as much as he would like about any time before any of that happened. He's going to try and sort of remember that he had a mild vision when he had to go into the mushrooms, and sort of there's mild things that have been kicked up and never fully thought about. And he's just going to sort of try and relive that meditative state he had when he was in the cart, and just sort of try and just let himself go for a minute and think about himself more.
Okay. I'd like you to make me a history check then, please.
Will do.
Lots of history checks tonight.
Mm.
Oh, that's not bad. That's a 17.
Okay. You regulate your breathing. It's hard, though, at the moment, given how you're feeling, to kind of keep your... not your vision, but your mind in one place. It's kind of a bit foggy at the minute, and like when you're coming down with a cold and your head just gets all like hot and woolly. Yeah.
Do I have a constant flop sweat? I'm just out of curiosity. I don't know when I sweat.
Yeah. For want of a better phrase, a flop sweat. I like that.
Can we have a turn for flop sweat?
So, you sit and you try to regulate your breathing, and you do get back into that meditative state, but it's hard to hold on to. But you do cast your mind back to your early days in the tribe and what that was like, and trying to piece together what you can from what you've believe you know and what you've learnt along the last couple of months, and trying as desperately as you can to kind of like intertwine each one and try and figure this whole big puzzle out. Well, did you roll history? 16, 17, was it? 17. Although you can't put the pieces together, you're fairly certain now that things don't add up. You're fairly certain that what you believe you know and what you've learnt don't match. For some reason, you don't know why. You know in your head what you believe you were taught and what you were told as a youngster, and what all the ancient teachings of the tribal Orcish folk are, and where this accursed hatred for all things dragon came from, what you were told by village elders, the tales you were told about dragons burning tribe throughout the land, and they, you know, all these things that you were taught, and then remembering what you were told in Candlekeep, as well as what you saw in your vision. And as much as you're trying to figure things out, you come to the realization that you just don't have enough information yet, but something doesn't add up.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Sort of taking the time to really contemplate himself as he has, and realizing that these things are now very misconstrued from at least his point of view, and that what is isn't, and what is could be, etc. He's just sort of going to let his head hit the back of the thing and feel the sort of pulse on the front. Just go, okay. And he's going to sort of look into the sky quickly and just, hey, Zayla, you there? You coming in?
You kind of like look around at the sky to try and find her, and she isn't in the sky, and it's almost like, because of how foggy and hazy you are, you're like, what the oh. And then you kind of like look, and right atop the mast, kind of curled around it, resting on the top of it, like with the wind kind of hitting her face, and she's just kind of resting, and she kind of looks down. And you know, like when you tell your pet to like move off the sofa, and it's like, She kind of like just, instead of like flying off, she kind of like lets her body slide off the mast. She falls towards the deck and then opens her wings towards the last minute. Just lands and just kind of trots over, and she's like, well, it has been an exciting couple of days.
Yeah. For anyone who's in the vicinity, he is just speaking out loud to her, so it's not in his head anymore. He's sort of forgotten that he's supposed to be doing that, or he can do it. He's like, yeah, it's not been the best.
Are you
doing it?
And for everyone at home, nobody else on board hears what Zayla says. This is all telepathic communication, and she says in your mind, Are you feeling all right? You don't look very well.
No, I think I just stood outside for too long. It's fine. I'm fine. It's just being in the cold for too long. It takes you under. I'm good. I'm good.
Are you sure? Do you want me to get help?
There's no doctors here. They won't know what to do. It's fine.
Maybe one of your friends could could help, and you don't. As long as you're okay, that's all I care about. And how is Feathers? Is she okay?
I mean, I think she's a lot better now that Fuckface has left. So yeah, it's...
Yes, I didn't really want to intervene too much, but
no, it's good you stayed out. I don't want her to notice you and try and do anything.
you have done this quite a lot recently, and as much as I do appreciate you trying to keep me out of harm's way, I can be of use, you know. I can help. I can help you and your friends when you're in trouble, and I'm...
I know you can. It's not that I don't want you to, it's just...
Well, it kind of feels like you don't want me to.
I know you're probably going to laugh at me and say I'm just being whatever, but I saw you come out of the exit. I literally witnessed you being born. I don't see you as this big, fierce creature that can help me. I still see you as this small thing that came out and wrapped itself around me.
You see that, like, there's this expression of... And you kind of see her kind of stand a little taller and puff her chest out, like, but you don't... I could be fearsome.
I'm big.
Yeah. And you see, like, she spreads her wings just a little bit more, and she's like, I can be fearsome.
No, I know you can. It's just...
Oh,
it's just
sorry.
me.
Sorry. Ha ha ha. You're whatever. Why did you want me to do that?
No, I didn't expect you to laugh at me. Because I know you're so much older than you say you are. So me seeing you as a kid kind of...
Yes, it is a little...
I don't know.
It is a little silly.
Not really.
Well,
I see you as my kid. I can't help it. I saw you born. I cared for you. I still do. I'm going to. It's just the way it works.
Well, going forward, should we just let me get involved? I mean, I don't... Look at the dog.
As you look over, you see that Clovis is using minor illusion to create a little cat that Bamf is chasing around. And he's like kind of playing with Bamf, making a little illusionary cat that she's chasing around.
Now, I don't want to sound ungrateful, and I'm sure it's a very nice dog, and I just think that maybe Doc can have some fun. Maybe I could have some fun too.
All right. Yeah, I understand the need to fight. Trust me. All right, we'll start.
Who said fight?
Properly.
I said fun. I said fun.
I mean, look, do you want to kill things the way the dog kills things, or what do you want to do?
Oh, absolutely not. Did you see the dog ran in? The building was on fire. I'm not doing that. Absolutely not. I'm sorry. As I said, it's a very nice beast, but it's not quite the kind of thing I was thinking. How about this? Next time trouble comes around, and you do your whole get angry and hit things, you let me do that too.
Like, even though his head's very heavy, like the biggest husky smiles coming out of his face, like, all right, fine. I'll start trying to... We'll go over some basic attack stuff. I'll get Feathers when she's back up and running to teach her to fly better, because fuck knows I ain't got wings, so I can't do it, but she can teach you how to do it quietly or something, or however she does it. She's good at flying. Clovis can help you speak.
How's this? Stand up.
Yep. All right, give me a second. Okay. Oh, that's not easy today. He like sort of like pushes himself up against the mast, like he's in the sort of like right angle, and he's just like, oh, okay, we're up. Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah.
And she flies up in front of you.
Yeah.
Flies in close. Whips you with her tail across the cheek, and then like flies back.
Ah! She just slapped you.
Got him.
Well,
Got him.
you
Did
said
it draw blood, or is it just like literally like a slap? Like
she's going to basically try and spar with you.
yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. That's not. I mean, next time we'll aim for like vital areas, blood. Trying to hurt someone more than just a general. Okay, cool.
Well, how about you try and hit me?
All right, fine, but I'm not doing it properly.
She slaps you with her tail again, just to kind of provoke some kind of reaction, like. Tsh.
You know what, young lady? It's very good that I'm not feeling all up here today.
Oh, excuses,
Okay.
excuses. What? Don't think I'm for. What was it? Scary enough? And
As she says that, he's just gonna just like straightforward, just go like center of the chest, like try and get her.
yeah, she like flies back and like swoops through like under your arm and like hits you with a tail on the rib, and you two then proceed to spend an hour or two like sparring and like you feel that like as much as you're trying to teach her something, this is just becoming a lot of fun for both of you. Just like
Play wrestling.
Play fighting.
Yeah. Like it full on, like she comes in and he sort of like grabs her and she like wriggles out and then flies around the deck. He starts sort of like running after her, sort of chasing her through things up and down, trying to ignore how he's feeling and just like properly enjoying some quality time with Dr. Dearest.
Exactly that. In the meantime, Azrael, what are you going to be doing?
I was going to go and check on Feathers.
Okay. As you kind of go down and like look below deck, she seems a little bit perkier, and her and Ash are in full-blown conversation as she sat strumming on her lute.
Seeing that and Jove running around seeing, I'm going to head over to Michael.
Okay.
Oh.
We got him on the ropes.
Push him off now.
Okay. Michael is at the front of the ship, just kind of taking in the day and keeping an eye out on the horizon and such.
What do you think's out there?
I don't know. I hope answers. I fear dangers. What
It's
about you?
It's a very interesting answer. You said you've heard Bahamut talk.
Yeah, apparently I did. I didn't know at the time that he was some kind of god. But yeah, I heard his voice.
And
You said you're a follower?
I am, and I sort of grab my pendant. I am. Seems. For a while,
Oh, yeah.
at least.
Why are you out here? Out of everything, I mean, Sword Coast is quite large. Why just?
Tis
Why
indeed.
this place?
Believe it or not, I wasn't here by choice.
Guided? to come here? By any chance?
Not exactly. I was working on a ship, and we came across some trouble.
Right.
The ship sank, and I'm just making my way back north.
Sorry to hear that.
A lot of good men lost their lives.
Yeah, I bet they did. You know, I think this is the first time I've ever been on a ship. I think. Again, I don't know.
It's very freeing.
Yeah. You get used to the swaying after a while. But those frog
Sometimes.
creatures,
There's not always frog creatures.
right?
There's plenty of other things out there.
Well, let's hope we don't stumble into one of those.
I'm going to ask you a question now, Michael.
When don't you do that?
I'm finding out about all you fuckers.
And yeah, I'm the one getting the secrets.
Right, go on.
You heard Bahamut's voice, and he told you to find these people. Why?
Because apparently there's a war coming. And he needs my help. I don't know how I can help, but he wants it.
I know nothing of a war.
Well, maybe that's because you're a good person.
Do you always see the best in people?
No, I really don't. I just have a feeling that you are decent. I doubt someone called the Platinum Dragon would choose someone like you to, if you weren't a good person. Right.
As you say that, you see him sort of twist a ring on his finger.
What's that?
Just a souvenir of a time long ago.
So how long do you think this will take? All of this? Yeah. Your journey north.
My journey north.
Yeah.
That's many weeks of travel is left.
Right.
It's further north than most people tend to go. And what about you? Where does your journey end?
I don't know. Either in water deep and I can get my memories back, or if worst comes to worst, maybe high forest.
Sounds like you have a plan.
At some point, I probably should head back there.
And what's
Maybe
waiting
I
for you?
missed something.
You think there's something waiting for you there?
Maybe. I sort of started my journey there. It's
Not every
Took me
journey
a while.
needs to return.
That's true. That's very true. I'm just hoping I can find some answers in water deep. Probably that will help.
Sometimes the questions are better left unanswered.
And yet, you keep asking.
As this conversation continues on the bow of the ship, Clovis, what are you doing with your day?
Driving the ship, playing with Banff. Keeping an eye out on the horizon for any... I mean, we haven't really seen any ships or anything like that, but...
No, you would know why, though. But
I'm
no.
looking for any signs of a city or smoke rising on the horizon or anything like that.
Well, what an interesting little segue this is. As the afternoon
You don't say.
creeps in towards the evening, you do spot on the horizon, some miles away still at this point, but on the horizon, what looks to be a very familiar sight to you.
Clovis kind of just takes a deep breath, a very deep breath. And then he kind of looks a bit confused to himself and he says, kind of shouts out, land ho, city ho? Azrael, is there something I should say?
Probably neither of those things. Those are very rude to say.
Normally, you just say, "We're here."
Clovis is both of those.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like that. And I'll say, gather on the deck, everyone. We're close to arriving.
Oh, it is some way off. You don't think that it's... Yeah.
And if everyone sort of gathers up, I'll say, given the recent events or lack thereof on the river, do we not think it might be better to approach by foot? Being the first ship to arrive from El Chirel in some time might draw a little bit of unwanted attention.
How far do we think we are from
Make me a survival check.
Can I also gauge roughly?
No. I know. Yeah, cool. Make me a survival check as well.
You didn't ask the question.
That's a nat 20.
Whoa, there we go. Now we're making up for things. Who needs Zash Bay?
Azrael, what'd you get?
I got an 11.
Okay. You both, given your nautical experience and Feathers, you just have a keen eye. It's at least another day on using the ship. It'd take you at least another day.
Okay.
So
You can probably... Go on.
No, go on.
Actually, I just realised it wasn't me that figured this out, so I'm going to shut up.
That's a bit premature. I think maybe we stay on this for at least almost a day. We've got a good day and a bit before we get there, so we stay on the boat for, I would say, for getting off the boat, I would 100% think is correct way to do it, but not yet. I don't want to walk all that way. Well, I don't have to walk all that way. I can fly all that way, but you don't want to walk all that way, and Jove doesn't look well, and I still feel like shit, so, yeah.
Right, I didn't want to disturb you and Ash earlier. Clovis asked me to check on you.
Oh.
He said you weren't well.
No, I'm not.
That's shit, actually.
And you can see she's visibly, even with her feathers, you can see she's like visibly, like, looks like she's about to throw up. Like, she does not look good.
Stand still.
Hold
Try
this.
not to move.
Brace yourself.
Hold it firmly. Tie yourself up.
Queen.
As he does, he's sort of just going to place a hand on Feather's head.
Okay.
I think this is how you showed me. And I'm going to use 5 points from my lay on hands to try and cure disease.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Do you have the spell Cure Disease?
No, but
No, but with lay on hands, you can spend 5 hit points to cure a disease.
He's like, fuck you, dude.
The disappointment.
tear up that fucking whole arc.
So yeah, Feathers is fine now, I guess. Okay, you lay on hands. Feathers, you immediately start feeling better. Your breath starts becoming clearer. Your chest begins to feel better. You genuinely just start to feel good about yourself again. And you gain another 5 hit points that you don't need. It, however, does not cure your exhaustion.
Uh-huh.
But
That's great.
You do feel that this ailment, whatever that was, seems to have gone.
Huh. Thank you. That I feel fucking great.
It worked. You can hear a genuine surprise in his voice.
Hold on, did you not know it was going to work? Don't do untested magic on me. I mean, I'm grateful. I am grateful. But try not to test out stuff on me. Not a test subject.
Someone taught me a while ago. I've not had to do it. I knew I could do it in theory, but I've not done it before.
Okay, I mean, thank you. Thank you very much.
Jove?
She plays one song on a guitar, and now you think she's Elvis. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Oh, thank you very much.
You ain't nothing but a blink dog.
Yes! Yes! Come on. Come on.
Okay.
That was so good.
So good.
Right, well, I'm hungry. So, is there any food on this boat?
No, I already looked. There's nothing good.
He'll reach into his sort of satchel and pull out an apple. Do you eat apples?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I don't particularly like to eat fruit, but it'll do. And she grabs it.
You see Buddy sort of eye you as you take what is essentially one of his apples.
Oh, buddy.
Okay. She just eats it, like, look at it.
Literally like so that.
You have enough of these, right? Because I'm grateful, but I don't want it to eat me.
He won't eat you.
Oh,
I don't think.
Maybe that's all the testing of things we do for this evening.
Jove, you weren't well. You want me to try it for you?
Yeah, if you want.
Stand there.
That's a bit heavy.
Don't move.
Just get rid of all of it.
And again, yeah.
it's actually ripping pages out.
I'll
So you know you're playing D&D, right?
I know. Alright, I just had some. Oh,
That's-
Your ideas.
I actually need the notes
That's,
off this though, so I'm gonna put that neatly back in my phone. So
Right
you heal Joe for another 5 lay on hands.
Cure disease.
You again, Jove, you instantly start to feel better as well. Like the flop sweat goes, and you just generally start to feel better about yourself.
Oh, that's good shit. That's like sense stuff. Man, I can get this for that.
So, Sen stuff?
Yeah,
What stuff was Sen giving you?
That stuff he used to pour out of his arm. You know, the smoke. It smelled good. Cleared the sinuses out. Made you feel good.
What Jove and Sen got up to during those training sessions.
I knew those two were close.
I mean, look, I stuck my finger in his hole. I felt
Who needs
something.
creatine? Who needs creatine when you've got Sen stuff?
I know.
Well, I think that's a remarkably wonderful turn of events for how things have been going so far this journey. Feathers, if you feel confident that we won't make it there soon, perhaps we should disembark in the morning.
I agree with that. Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay.
You'll find walking that distance.
We'll cover some ground overnight. I don't mind taking a shift. I'm sort of getting the hang of this now, and the rope is giving me a bit more confidence.
Try not to fall in again.
Do you still have the rope around your waist?
Yeah, I'm tied to the mast, yeah. Like, on a fairly long lead, but I'm...
Would this make you feel secure? And she lifts her hands, and I'm going to try and cast minor image of a rope around my waist, tied to the mast.
Okay. You lift your hands
Because I'm
and
standing near the mast,
Yeah.
I'm going to try like a...
okay, and you go
Yeah.
to cast minor image, and nothing happens.
Oh,
Will what make
sorry,
you feel better?
nothing. My magic isn't working too well. No,
Oh.
my magic. Yeah, I was gonna just. It was a joke. Yeah, I kind of presumed that this was gonna happen. I forgot. So my magic isn't working because she's not here. So technically, it's not my magic. So and you can see this is all sort of just like clicking, dawning on her, like just like it's not my magic. So I don't have magic. What? Okay.
That
Well,
might
don't worry
be
about it.
something
In for another
worth
day.
might be worth sleeping on.
Yeah.
I mean, look, worst comes to worst, we'll find you a small sword and a shield. You can do what we do. It'll be fine.
I chuck a hand axe.
Yeah, see, there
Throwing
you go.
axe at me.
Not at you.
Like missiles.
So as you catch the hand axe and you hold it, legitimately the hand axe top of it to the bottom of it is like 2/3 of your body, and you're like,
Yeah. This ain't gonna work, but I
You
will so thank you. And she kind
You
of hands
see
it
him-
back to you.
You see him unsheath his sword, and it is about 5 foot long.
Oh, so
Yeah,
2 feet longer than I am.
Yeah.
Okay.
if you need help.
I will figure it out. I promise. I will be useful. I will figure it out. I will.
Hit him with the blade. Just sort of sheath it and...
Not that blade. Can't fucking pick that blade up.
So as the day starts turning to night, you all manage to get some food with what little rations you have. You manage to take shifts and rest up. Most of you get a really good night's sleep.
Before I go to sleep, there is one thing I want to do.
Sure.
As usual.
Off the side of the boat.
I've heard that before.
Yeah, I'm going to go for a little swim. No, I'm going to take out my forgery kit and my phoenix quill.
Yep.
And just go unscrabble some of the stuff that I'd been writing and just sort of going over while we were walking before we met these two.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically, I'm going to take out the orders that I got from Duromath, the guy who was on the Drake that we fought.
Yep.
There was instructions to clear a path and was signed with an X. And I'm going to take out the orders, the Frulum Mondarth letter.
Yep.
And I'm going to write a note in similar handwriting to what Duromath's orders was written in. And it will say something along the lines of, I'll send you the proper wording at another time, because I literally just came up with this. Something along the lines of Von Meer, getting orders from Von Meer would expose him. Take the artifact, keep it on you, and travel with the caravan. And I'll sign it with an X in the same way.
Okay.
But essentially saying like, getting the orders from Brackus Von Meer would expose him too much. So just take the artifact, don't give it to anyone else, and join the caravan in Baldur's Gate.
Okay. So you're using
That's
your
like a
forgery
first draft.
kit. I'd like you to roll me a d20, add your proficiency bonus, and probably your dexterity modifier as well, because of how intricate you're being with it.
Okay. Okay, that's good. That's so it's 19
19. Okay.
total.
Okay, no problem. You spend some time doing that before you get some rest that evening. You're fairly confident that you're happy with the calligraphy and the wording and everything on it. Adequately satisfied that it will serve its purpose.
Sure. If it even works, I'm just a precaution, something else to have that I can pull out.
Okay, no problem. The evening goes uneventfully. You all gain the benefits of a long rest again. Morning breaks as the ship heads closer and closer to your destination. Baldur's Gate on the horizon, and the next step in your journey. What lies before you is still unknown, but together, you might just have what it takes to get through it. And we'll pick up this next week on the precipice of Baldur's Gate.
Oh God.
Did I
That'll be fine.
regain my exhaustion?
You will get your exhaustion back. You gained a long rest.
Lobster.
Yeah, we'll pick up this next week. We are having a shorter session this week, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. Please don't go anywhere. We have had somebody use their channel points. Arthur, I believe it was you.
Arthur did, yeah.
We are going to raid another channel that I just need to do the thing. One quick.
Magic and Mysterium?
Yeah.
Ooh, that sounds cool.
Serious.
Guys, thank you so much for joining us this evening. We really appreciate you guys. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you guys. So thank you so much for all the support. We are going to raid Magic and Mysterium. So stick around, show some love, show some raid support for those guys when you get into their channel. And just remember that doesn't matter what you're going through, doesn't matter what's happened, you're going to be fine. Everything's going to be fine. And you mean something in this world.
Oh, that was really sweet. That was so sweet.
I can do sweet, right?
I got a stupid saying. Where's that? Come on.
It's the time of year, dude. Right, guys, thank you so much. We love you all. We will see you all next week. Go show some support in this raid. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye. Thank you. Bye.
And I'm just gonna.